Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing tonight? Welcome to this special Friday night edition of the Mayhem Show with Mark May. I wanted to come to you live tonight with a special guest. Her name is Miss Marissa. She will be on here in about, I would say, 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. So if you tuned in for her, she will be on here in just a little bit. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 21st episode of the Mayhem Show with Mark May. Super excited to bring you this awesome special edition Friday night show tonight with an up-and-coming artist who's doing great, and she's a friend of mine as well. The first thing I want to do tonight is bring on my co-host, Mr. Lewis Perry. How are we doing this evening, my friend?
I can't even talk. How you doing, Mark, brother? On a Friday night, you got me hanging out with you. Groovy. I got some new raps heading in my head. I got the words moving. So Tower of Power, too sweet to be sour. Funky like a monkey, too hot to handle, but too cold to hold. You got to wait to the end of the show to hear the rest of the rap going on right now. Look at this getup I got going on today. I dress like this all the time.
You were looking awesome.
I tell you what, if I don't have the S, I'm rocking the Macho Man Randy Savage stuff. This is just me. This is my life.
It's true, guys. He was sending me pictures earlier today of himself like this. So I know he's been dressed like this all day today.
I work with Wonder Woman. I have to do something.
Indeed, my friend. I heard she's going to be a guest at Colorado Springs Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
Awesome.
The angry geeks are like Sith, though. There can always be two. So you don't know what's going to happen, brother. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Oh, but you didn't hear that from me. No.
So one of the things I wanted to do tonight before we bring Marissa on is play the Hellbringers, the Ties That Bind Us intro video for the Lucio Perillo cover.
I love that. Yeah, please. I love that. Brings a tear to your eye. Because you're soaring with the eagles and slithering with the snakes.
Not doing it. All right, my man. Here we go. We're going to bring it up right now. Adrian Von Zeigler on the music. Yo, 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 yo.
Dude, that brings a tear to my eye every time I see it.
Love that video. Love it. Love doing that as an intro. Speaking of intros, this is going to be one of those shows that we got about 44 minutes to get the most cram-packed material we can possibly get in. And that's exactly what we plan to do with our guest, Miss Marissa Pope, here in just a second. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to bring her on right now. Hello, Marissa. You're muted, my friend. You are muted, Marissa. You are muted, Marissa.
There you go. How's that? Better?
Unmuted.
There you.
What's up, Marissa? How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good to officially meet you in person, Marissa.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Lewis. Ladies and gentlemen, Lewis, this is Marissa. Marissa, this is Lewis. Marissa Pope is the protege to Mr. One Mike DeBalfo, who we have already had on this show before. You know how much I respect the hell out of him, which means I respect the hell out of Marissa by association. Marissa, thanks for joining us on this Friday night. You look thrilled to be
No
here.
problem. It's been a long day. I had to work today, so it's still on my face a little.
Understand completely.
The
So
day
now
job can be
you're here with.
a little much.
Go ahead.
So Marissa, now you're here, bald-headed guy with a big beard and a guy dressed up like a living rainbow with Macho Man glasses on. You're in for a night.
Oh,
That's all I got to say.
You went from work to this.
I did. I went from work.
And this is my second time being on air tonight.
Dude, really?
Yeah, I already had the DW show at 7 o'clock my time.
My goodness, my friend.
I
Mike
am the
Buffalo says, is
intercontinental.
this thing on?
I am the Intercontinental Podcasting Champion of New England.
That's right. He said, Jack Purcell says, Randy Savage of Western Mass, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. That's my tag team partner right there, Jack Purcell from the Faces and Heels podcast. And Jack, I'm not going to fix the post. People know how I talk. Don't worry about it. It's good.
It's good.
He knows what I'm talking about.
So, Marissa, we're going to start off with the hardest question out there, known to man.
Right.
When you do conventions, what's your favorite place to eat at? And what conventions have you done so far?
My favorite place to eat is probably wherever the crowd takes me, I guess. There's been a couple places that we've been that are seafood. I don't like seafood, don't like crabs, don't like lobster, don't like oysters, don't like any of that stuff. But I mean, I'll go and hang out. There's this one place in Orlando called Zaza's Cuban Cafe, and they have the best pastries. Like they're cream cheese filled, they're honey glazed, they're so good. And anytime in Orlando or close to it, I have to get them. So
what's the consistency of the pastry like? Like what makes it like so good and so different from other places?
it's light and flaky, and the center is a really sweet cream cheese, and it's just super, just so good. Like you can ask Mike. Like when we went to the last show we did in Bradenton with Carrie, I had one of my friends bring the pastries to me all the way from Orlando. I was like, dude, like I will give you a free book if you bring me these pastries. Like they are that good. And I was like waiting all day to get them. And I'm like, Mike, where is he with my pastries? And he's like, he's coming. And I'm like beating Mike at his booth. So
do you know the name of the place that sells these?
Zaza's Cuban Cafe.
Zaza's.
Mm-hmm.
Zaza's Cafe. Okay.
Just like it sounds, Ziza apostrophe S.
So anytime that I'm in Orlando, I'm going to definitely be trying those for sure because that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
What's your favorite place to do a show, Marissa?
Well,
like even not just for the con aspect of the convention itself, but like the city, the territory, like all the stuff you get to do.
I liked Boston a lot. Boston was really cool. I haven't got to go to
Very
the
good
East
answer.
Coast very much, but yeah, I really do like. I liked Boston. It was clean. It was humid, so. But Orlando.
Marissa, did you like?
Trish says, "Hey everyone, just stopped in while on break. Go ahead, Lewis."
Marissa, did you like Boston when it was Boston Comic Con or before it changed over to Boston Fan Expo?
I never got to experience the Boston Comic Con. I have only been to Boston Fan Expo, so I don't have anything to compare it to. So
okay,
Boston Fan Expo was fun though. That was I had fun at that show. So
Lewis, you're familiar with that show, right? Did you do that one?
What was that?
Did you do the Boston Fan Expo?
I was there not in capacity of the Angry Geeks. I was there as a vendor guest. That was when I signed my exclusive deal with ARE, so I couldn't go there as Angry Geeks, but I was there just I was there more as a vendor guest. A friend of mine asked me to go, so I was there just hanging out. I did hook up with Stephen Amell for a little while. Whoa, that was an echo. Not to do an interview or anything, but just have my picture taken with him, talk to him for a couple seconds, fanboyed out, dropped my business card, and left because I was such a huge fan of Arrow. And I was just enjoying myself as a civilian. You know, I wasn't recording anything. I wasn't running panels. I wasn't doing a panel, wasn't doing anything. So the Boston Fan Expo, it was a cool experience. Plus I had my wife with me and she was in that part of my life. So it was cool. It was fun. We spent the day. It was real awesome. As far as Boston Comic Con before it was bought over, we always were recording there. So it's different experience going to a comic book convention as a civilian, so to speak,
Right.
without being on stage, without
Not
doing the
having to
stuff
work.
that I do.
Right.
Exactly, Mark. I mean, you experienced the Angry Geeks in person. When Jamie and I are there, we're full blown. I mean, we're not
Right.
standing still. I mean, we're on stage with this person. We're on
Agreed.
stage with that. So
Agreed.
we are, from the minute we wake up to the second the doors close for the con, we are 110% Tower of Power to Sweet to Be Sour. We are soaring with the eagles and slithering with the snakes and everywhere in between that entire weekend. And then eat for 2 minutes. Then we have to go to the after party. Then we have to do this, whatever the con needs us to do. We have no breaks until the con stops. Being at the Boston Fan Expo, it was a break. It was nice. It was just, wow, this is cool. And being stopped to take pictures and, where Rose was just fantastic. So I enjoyed it. It was a nice time.
That's awesome, man. Marissa, Trish Bingston asks, so what are your con shows lining up to look like? She'd like to meet you. So what are your shows looking like for this year?
So right now we're going to Planet Con in Kansas City, and then in September, I don't know the name of the show. I don't remember the name of the show. I have to ask Mike. There's a show that we're doing in Daytona, and then possibly C2E2, but I haven't heard anything back from them yet. I just applied like 2 days ago, so that's all I have right now.
So you're going to every show with Mike right now?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We are attached at the hip.
You guys are like best buddies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, believe me, I know the feeling. Isn't it great to know that when you do have con family or you're working with someone, that if they're going to be something, your fans or his fans or their fans know you're only like not too far behind.
Yeah, no, it's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go. Keep going, please.
Oh, I was gonna say this. I usually piggyback with him whenever he does something. He's like, "Oh, I want to go do this," because I want to go. I don't want to do something by myself. I mean, not saying that I can't or I wouldn't, but it's just more fun when when your closest friends are going to be there. If Ryan Kincaid went and Mike didn't go, I would still have Ryan and Shannon, because Shannon would probably go with them. So I mean, and I don't make more close friends, but right now it's my small little community.
No, and you know what, Marissa, I've been doing this for 7 years, and I've been on the con scene, and the first friends that I had on the con scene were the ones that I've kept throughout this entire time. You'll learn who to watch out for. You'll learn who to I mean, you'll learn so much about people that you didn't think you'd ever learn in your entire life in this industry through these conventions. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I always say it, if I go anywhere else, I can take the knowledge that I learned from this, put it to any real life world situation, and know exactly what people are thinking just because of what I've learned through this process. But when you're at shows and stuff like that, like I said, you'll keep this circle forever. You know what I mean? You can ask Ryan Kincaid himself. Any show that we ever do, I go up to that guy and talk to him any show, because most of the time you go to the people that you're familiar with. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No matter what the situation, if you're friends with them or not, to tell you the truth. That's just one of those feelings. It makes shows better. There's people I don't even like that I'll go up and talk to at shows a lot just because it's comfortable. I don't know how else to put it. Come on, Lewis. Whatever, man. You know I like you, dude. There's only been a couple of people that I've had a problem with, and anytime I've ever had something, I've said it. And that's pretty much how it's gone. So Lewis is definitely not one of those people. Lewis is good people. So
Mark, we
Marissa,
met.
Go ahead.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Trish says goodbye. But sorry, you have to go back to work. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please share. Thank you very much, Trish. Enjoy the rest of your work day. How about that? Yeah, Mark and I, met at Rhode Island Comic Con actually in person. I guess Mark unfortunately was tuning into the Angry Geek show and became a fan, and then we met in person at Rhode Island, and which was I was on. Yeah, I was honored about that.
Yeah.
So you do meet these, you do come across all walks of life, and I met people throughout our community. That's how I explain it. As the comic book community, pop culture community, as a community, my world. And I've met so many people that I consider family now. I mean, we have people from my world that came over and shared holiday meals with my real family, my wife and my kids.
Dude, here's the thing is I enjoy these people more than I enjoy my real family. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't even talk to my real family when we're in the same room together. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like there's people that you meet that have more in common with you. It's almost like sometimes you can't call it a comic convention. It's almost like you can call it a friend convention in a way because like if you were to go out and meet strangers and you were going to meet the people that you have the most stuff in common with and that you might have a great time with like out in life and can talk about anything with instead of them looking at you being like, I don't want to talk about fucking Batman comics from the 80s. You know what I mean? Like you can go out and meet somebody like that in this scene, and then you can meet your actual best friend in life, not that fake bullshit that you were just handed. You know what I mean? So it's really, really cool. You know what I mean? On this scene to be able to meet
All right,
people
Mark,
like
we have
that.
a
Speaking of
comment.
which, Steve Garcia says, Hi
Yeah.
Marissa. I really dig your stuff. I look forward to crossing paths with you on the con circuit. Steve
Oh, hi,
Garcia,
Steve.
he worked for the Iron Giant, Marissa. That's big stuff right there.
I
Yeah.
love that movie.
I'm pretty sure he did
Yes.
lead concept for Disney for that. So that's a big compliment from him, Marissa.
Yeah, no, I love Iron Giant. The animation of that is so good. The character design is so good. The storyline is so good. Super sad ending. Well, almost
The new
ending,
age,
but
the
yeah.
new age Superman, right there. I'm digging it.
Oh no, it was a
I am
really good
digging that. The
movie.
new age
I love that
Superman
movie.
for sure.
So Marissa, why don't you tell us a little bit
Did you
how you
cry
got into the industry?
Did I cry when? All the time? Yes. No.
when you watched Giant? Did you?
I cry all the time too on the show. Ask
I
Lewis.
probably would cry now, yeah, because I cry about everything, to be honest. So, like
Hold on.
any like emotional movie.
Okay. Okay. What did you say, Mark?
Oh, I was asking her next question. I didn't realize we were still going on the last one, brother.
Yes, we were.
I
I
know.
wanted to know if
Let
she
me pop
cried.
that off again. Hold on, Marissa. Okay,
Okay,
so
Mark, ask
why don't
a
you tell us
question.
a little bit about your start in the industry, how you got in, how you met Mike, all that good stuff.
So I actually got like my start in the industry by my graphic design teacher in college. He would talk about like comics and stuff, and everybody he knew. He introduced me to a few people, and then along the way, I got introduced to Jim Hanna and Michaels. Talked to them for a while. Took about a year off of drawing, and decided that I wanted to start doing it again. And it just so happened that I saw Mike post something on Instagram about maybe being interested in an apprentice. So I texted him on Instagram and was like, "Hey, I saw you interested in an apprentice. Maybe. What do you think? If not, it's cool." And he's like, "Yeah, come meet me and my friends on a Monday night, and we'll chat or whatever, and see where you're at, and see if we get along." And we got along, and he kept me around. So it's been like almost 3 years now that I've been studying under him, and it's been a really crazy ride. I think there's times where I'll get upset about I can't draw something, and I'm like what the fuck, why can't I do this, and he'll guide me through different processes of trying to figure things out and get better, and he always tells me to study, and I need to do that more. Sorry, Mike. But yeah, that long story short, yeah, it's been about 3 years of craziness. So
When'd you get your first published piece, Marissa?
Last May. It was for Ryan Kincaid's Persuasion 2. Last May.
And when was your first published cover? Was it the same thing?
Oh no, it was the same thing. Yeah.
That's awesome. So your first published work was actually a cover.
Yep.
Wow. Mike DeBalfo says, "Study your shit." I love this guy.
I know where you live.
Her
So,
name
Marissa-
on Instagram, Lewis. Her name on Instagram is Mac DeBarfo, dude.
I will make sure the Angry
It made
Geeks.
me laugh so hard when I saw that. I love that so much, dude.
So, who are some of your? If you ever had a dream project to work on, dream character other than your own, something that you really wanted to work on, doesn't have to be a mainstream one, just a character you wanted to work on. What character would it be?
I want to do anything for Aspen. For Fathom, I love Aspen as a character. I love her character design. I love water. I love the beach. It's like my happy place. Aspen, I know Aspen like is huge, but I don't care. Like I would love to work for them and in any capacity that I could. So that would be like that's like my dream project right now, is to be on a Fathom cover or do anything with Fathom, or just work with Aspen in general. So it's
Okay.
like my dream right now. So
All right,
gonna,
major influence.
I'm gonna show off
Besides-
a piece real quick that you actually sent to me. That's a mermaid piece, and I just want to show this off real quick. That's
Mark, that's
not it.
definitely not a mermaid.
That's twice,
There
Mark.
you go.
There you go, my friends. There you go.
Unbelievable. That is Angry Geeks approved. That is simply
Thank you.
gorgeous.
Thank you.
Marissa, I think you're incredible. The moment that I'm able to snag you for a cover, it's going to happen. I've already tried, but I'm going to keep trying until we can make it happen. I think that was a great answer. I think you would tie in great to Fathom covers, carry on that awesome Michael Turner tradition that they have over there at Aspen. And I think this would be incredible to see you do. And, you know, I love seeing your work like this. You can definitely tell certain places where you've been learning under Mike, and I think you've just excelled, like especially in the past year, like beyond what you've been doing so far. And it's just awesome to see. It really, really is, Marissa. So I told you back then a long time ago that I was rooting for you, and you've been pretty much killing it ever since then.
Steve Garcia just took the words out of my mouth, saying the line work is incredible.
Oh, thank you. I do my
Now,
best.
who were some of you, besides Mike? Who were your style? Where are some of your influences for your style? Where did it come from? A lot of artists that I talk to, a lot of influence came from childhood things before they find their own style. Where did your particular style come from?
I would say a lot of my style came from Campbell. I know it's like the generic answer, but like but I mean that's true. Like he has such a beautiful style. And I would say Ryan Kincaid too. Like I'm gonna turn like his ass, but like I liked
I can
Ryan
see that.
Kincaid's
I
work
can see that.
before I liked Mike's work. And I bust his balls about that all the time. I'm like, won't you forget? I liked Ryan before I liked you. And so yeah, I love Elias. I really, really like Elias. He's like one of those like untouchables, though, you know, like he does such great anatomy. He has such good figures. His women are so pretty. The way he colors things is just beautiful and amazing. And it's just like I reference his work, maybe not as much as I used to, but I still look at it a lot, especially for like color reference for the way that he colors things. I reference that a lot. But Campbell definitely was like my structure.
Copic markers.
Oh yeah, no, he does beautiful work in Copics.
Yeah.
So yeah, Campbell's definitely like my foundation, and then from there I kind of just I bounce all over. So I really like more of like an animation style too. Like there's this artist called Gretel Lutsky. She works for Marvel and DC, and she does like some of her own stuff, and she's got more of a playful feminine type structure, and it's really something. It's really pretty. So I will never draw like her, because like we don't have the same style, but it doesn't mean I can't appreciate it. You know what I mean? So she's like definitely one of my favorites.
All right. Now you were just talking about references. What is your preferred reference encyclopedia say? Do you like to go to the internet or do you prefer real life? Where do you like to get your reference points from? Do you use an action figure? Do you use the television? What do you like to use for your references? At cons, everyone, artists immediately, hey, I want Superman fighting Doctor Strange doing this, or I want the Joker sitting on top of a rocking horse. And everyone immediately, okay, what do you use for your references? Well, I mean, do you just go from your head or do you actually go and search for a reference? What do you use?
Oh, you should never go from your head unless you're like insanely good. Always photo reference for everything.
Okay.
I use, it sounds so cliche. I use this Victoria's Secret model. Her name is Candace. I don't know how to say her last name, but her name is Candace, and she is like one of the most beautiful women in the world to me, and I reference her all the time, like her anatomy, her like her poses, like her everything. Reference from her, and then for like odds and ends stuff like plants, rocking horses, animals, I'll reference those just from the internet. Just find what I like, find what fits. Sometimes you gotta like Frankenstein pieces together to get it to fit what you want, but yeah, always use photo reference for almost everything. So,
all right,
I like that
Mark.
answer. Hold on, Lewis. Hold on. I like that answer a lot, Marissa. One of the things that I use for photo reference is the nuts models from the UK. So, like,
yeah.
they're my all-time favorite thing to use for like anatomy and stuff like that when I'm drawing girls. But a lot of people don't know this, but I think it's Sarah McDaniel is like Lilith to me. Like, her name's like Crotchy on Instagram, but like that's Lilith to me. So anytime I'm drawing a Lilith piece, that's what I use for reference for her.
Yeah.
So that's an awesome thing that you just put on the show. We haven't really talked about that too much yet. And speaking of Elias, he is going to be on Jin Guard Shred #2, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't get to get that in when you guys were talking about it just a second ago, so I wanted to throw that in. And Lewis, you had another one? Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I did. First, Mark, I want to apologize to you. I kind of took this over thinking it was an Angry Geeks interview. But right now I'm kind of captivated.
Dude, you're all good, brother.
So I'm kind of captivated with Marissa right now. Marissa, one of the standard questions I ask when a con asks me to interview an artist, or when Jamie and I have an artist on, what's the weirdest commission that anyone has ever asked you to do? Now, what's bizarre is since you are a lot of the guy artists. Now, this is very sexist, and I apologize for this. A lot of the guy artists are always like, "Oh, this, and I got this weird thing," but we never got one, a bizarre one from a female artist. Have you ever gotten something so outlandish you were like, "Oh
we haven't
boy"?
gotten one yet.
No,
Yeah. So,
I haven't.
what was the weirdest? Really?
No,
I got one for you. No,
I haven't. Like
Marissa,
Marissa. So,
go ahead.
Like anybody that even like DMs me about commissions, like they are really tame. Like I don't get like knock on wood, like I don't get like harassed or anything. So I'm.
You want to hear the weirdest shit that I've ever had to draw in Vegas?
Yeah, Mark, we asked you that question, Mark.
You've already asked me, actually, brother. Yeah. Marissa, I want to tell you mine just because of how weird this shit is. Like, it's gonna happen, Marissa. Just be ready for it. Like, some guy was like,
I'll tell him no. So
I wasn't about to tell him no. I needed money. This was like 3 years ago. They wanted me to draw a baby in a diaper with like a spike club drinking a beer and peeing himself. And I was just sitting there like, that's what you want? That's what you fucking want? Like, how am I supposed to draw this? And they made me do an 11x17 full color. And I was like, okay, man, I'm going to do it. And I did it. And to this day, I still sit here and think, man, that was a pretty good art piece. But what a weird fucking, like, request that was. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No,
so you haven't got anything really like that at all yet? Nothing weird.
No, nothing weird. It's all been like, hey, can you draw this girl? What about this girl? Or can you draw her doing this? And they're all like really normal things to draw. So I
See, it's like
I think I've just gotten, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just thinking out loud because all the female artists that we interview are all they were just working on stories, and we never brought up the commission because
Mhm.
I didn't want to. And now here I am. I'm captivated by you. I'm getting good vibes from you. I'm like, you know what? I think Marissa's going to be cool enough to ask this question, and I think maybe she might. This might be a good question to ask. So I was going to pull the trigger. I'm like, why not? Let's pull the trigger and ask. And you come up as a dud. Thanks a lot.
Sorry. I mean, if I had a crazy story to tell you, I would totally tell you. I'm all about crazy
Dude,
stories. I love a
hey,
good story,
she's
but
getting
that one
in.
is just not. That's
Just
not
wait.
one.
She's gonna have some stories there in a couple of years for us. She'll be back on in a couple of years with one of these
Okay.
fucking crazy stories about what she had to do.
All right. So Marissa, what was the coolest commission that you had to draw?
There you go.
I haven't done it yet, but it's on my to-do list. It's a 11 by 17 of Sam from Danny Phantom. I am so excited to do this one. Unfortunately, I just have been having to push it off. But I'm so excited to do that one. I love Danny Phantom. I love the Hartman. I love that show. It has such a good storyline. Her character is so good. So I'm really excited to do that one. I just haven't got to do it yet. So that's the answer for that one. Hopefully that was a dud.
Cool.
A dud answered.
Cool. All right, Mark, go ahead.
Sorry, I was trying to bring the wifey on, but she's not having it at all. Just ran right out of the room.
If somebody wants to get a commission from you, they're not at a con. They want to reach you online. I know we're going to give you a chance at the end of the show to pimp your wares, pimp yourself, and get yourself out there and promote yourself. But what is your lead time on commissions?
None right now. My commissions are closed. I don't have the one. Yeah, the one that I have to do right now. I have like one sketch cover I have to do, and that 11 by 17 of Sam. And for right now, that's it until I can get a wrangle on all the published pieces that I have. Had I not have a day job, it would be an issue. But I mean, obviously that takes up 40 plus hours of my week. So.
What do you do for a day job? You mind me asking?
Oh yeah, no, you can ask. I'm a graphic designer, so I'm a graphic designer for a mattress company. So I'll do their home pages, their web banners, their news ads, business cards, billboards. If it needs designed, I do it.
Cool, groovy. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, my day job. I'm a general manager for a family-owned aerospace company, Toolmax Designing and Tooling. If you need aerospace parts for your airplane, call us, Ashford, Connecticut. So
I'm rich enough to have an
airplane. That allows me to do this. So hey, you got to do what you got to do. So it's respect. You got to do what you got to do. And if you don't do that, you can't do what you love. So, and you got to tell that to people. So I completely respect that. So all you guys listening and through the video scope, commissions are closed. Mark, you all set?
Yes, I am. I wanted to, again, try to yell at the lady to come in here, and she is not having it. I don't know, man. She doesn't like making appearances on the show, dude.
No, it's not that. She
Marissa,
don't like you.
I'm talking about Adina. She's my fiance. Sorry. Let's see. I wanted to bring this up real quick because this is freaking amazing.
Oh yeah, my Mortal Kombat piece from Marat.
That is just beautiful.
Thank you.
I mean, the line work is just incredible, and you definitely see your influences in there. Just fantastic.
Yeah, I really like that one. Honestly, I like that one better topless, but I wasn't going to give him the topless version of that one. So her boobs are just spot on, if I do say so myself.
They are
Yeah,
spot
we had
on,
top with
Marissa.
drum.
They are for sure spot on.
Yeah,
For
man,
sure. Look at this one.
just fantastic.
That one's still my favorite piece that I have in my portfolio right
So
now.
this is for sure my favorite of yours. For sure.
Yeah, no, I love that one. Yeah, that one's really good.
Right. Now, Mark, we have a comment from Steve Garcia. You want to pull that up? He has the correct name of Candace.
Oh yes, yes, I am talking about her. Swan Pole.
I wasn't saying it.
She's all I can remember is I call her like Candace Swan because like obviously it's SWAN, but that's not her full name.
Well,
The last
Marissa, I
one.
wasn't saying that name.
I'll show
That
you
is
this one.
fantastic.
No, we originally had her in a lion suit, and then Jim Noble wanted to put her in a tiger suit, and I was like, that is a fantastic idea. So we did that, and I think I like
So
the
is
tiger version better than like the lion version.
so, Marissa, is this Candace right here that you were drawing?
No. I reference her. I don't draw her face or anything. I don't do likenesses.
No, I
But I
wasn't.
just kind of like,
Not her. I was talking about her poses and her forms, not her face. Most artists don't
oh,
do that. I was just saying her.
oh,
Were you using her for reference?
yeah, I do use her for reference, not in that particular one. I don't think I gave Mark any photos where I like swiped from a photo directly from
Okay.
there. Sometimes it'll be like, oh, she'll have like her back turned a certain way, and then her legs will be doing something, and then like I'll just like merge those two like photos together and like make up like my pose that way. And then sometimes I'll just like directly swipe from it because I'm like, damn, that's a really good pose. I'm going to use that. So,
Okay.
but
You just said.
in any of those, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead. I have the tendency to do that, and I usually get yelled at. Keep going.
I don't remember what else I was going to say actually, so it's okay.
You just said swipes. How do you feel about someone asking you to do a cover swipe?
I don't like homages necessarily. I don't think they're a lot of fun. I like if I want to do an homage, I want to be able to play with it a little more. I think that, man, I probably called Mike like 10 times in 1 week trying to get to explain to me what an homage really is. And he's like, no, don't swipe it. Just make it your own. And I'm like, I don't understand. And so I don't know. I think mentally I just have a hard time with it. So I don't particularly like doing it. Not saying that people shouldn't do it. You can do it if you want to. Like Campbell's like the master of homages. Murat's done.
So
Does
as a
Spider-Man
publisher,
300.
I've noticed that is a lot harder for artists that actually want to do homages because they tend to find it a little more technical. So
Yeah.
having the freedom to do whatever you want is always way more fun as an artist.
Mm-hmm.
Steve Garcia comes in with a question. He says, "Do you have any personal stories that are brewing in your noggin that you were thinking of for a future creator-owned project?"
Yeah, but not anything I'm going to talk about right now.
Ooh.
Good answer.
Okay.
Sorry.
She will talk
Great
about it on
answer.
the Angry Geek show in a couple weeks because we're going to book her. She just doesn't know it yet.
Okay.
Put you on the spotlight. Yeah. Marissa, I did have another question, but then it just flew out of my head. Too many concussions. What was I going to say? I forgot. Mark, back to you.
No, I'm going to leave the camera on you for a second.
I completely forgot what I was going to say. Marissa, I do remember now. I do remember right now. What was it like when you brought Mike your portfolio? I mean, were you nervous when he looked at it and he went over it? What was your reaction when he was looking at your pieces and he was like, "Kid, you got it. I want you to work with me." What
Oh,
was
I
your
don't think
reaction?
well, the first night that I was going to meet him for real, I just got off work and I was sitting in my car and I was going to not show up because I was so nervous to meet him. Like at that point, he was like, I don't know, he was something. And I was just really nervous. And I didn't particularly know like what pieces he had looked at yet, because he just saw my Instagram. He didn't see anything that I had actually like really drawn, I think, until like the night we met, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I would say super nervous. He would say different, but I'll say that I don't feel like I had a lot of talent. Not to like be down on myself, but it was like really early. It was really early in my drawing career and wanting to learn new stuff. So I don't know, nervous to answer your question. I'll babble for a minute. So
Babble on. No.
I was really nervous. No, I was like really nervous to have him talk about anything. And like, I remember, oh man, this was like, I'd say probably like 9 to 10 months into us like seeing each other, and he let me draw these teddy bears on one of his pieces at his house. And I just remember sitting in the chair, and like my heart was like really like thumping, and like my feet got cold and my hands got sweaty, and I'm just like, oh, I can't do this. I can't draw on his piece. This is his paper. This is Mike DePolfo's paper. I'm drawing on his piece. And it just like, I'm like, Mike, I'm kind of sweaty. And he's like, why? And I'm like, because I'm really nervous to do this.
Mark, we got another Steve comment. But you
every artist needs to step away from the board to reboot. What do you like to do non-art to refresh and get you back into it with a fresh eye? Some people get burnt out. I'm ultra burnout right now. Everybody knows how burnout I am right now after making these past 4 books. Marissa, I'm about ready to blow my brains out. What gets you to calm down? What gets you back in the zone?
My dogs. I love my dogs. I love spending so much time with my dogs. They're my children. I love them to death. If I had it my way, or if I lived somewhere where I could do this, I would go horseback riding. I love riding horses. It's just it's so freeing, and you're just with your horse and the woods and a trail. But I just don't have to do that right now. My grandparents have some horses in Tennessee, so whenever I go down there, I like to do that. I just don't have the luxury of doing that in Arizona. So, yeah, my dogs, definitely.
My grandparents are from Tennessee as well. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Also, dogs are my answer as well. I'll be hanging out with my German Shepherd and my pug all the time. Great answer. Michael Bull says, "Sup from Canada."
Hi, Michael.
Perry, what you shaking your head for?
I take back my invitation of Marissa being on the Angry Geek Show. She's no longer invited. She's never going to be on, because I'm not going to get a word edgewise, because all her and Jamie are going to talk about is Jamie's horse, her dogs, their dogs, and all the pets in the world, and the cats and the turtles. And I'm going to want to talk about comic books. And then she's going to, oh, my horse. And then Jack, my horse, and my dog. And then the whole hour is going to be about that. And then at the very end, I'm going to be like, and that's all we have for this week. And this is all I got to say.
Marissa,
can we
get a close up of what you just threw at him just a second ago?
Oh, no.
Not doing that again.
Can we get a close up of the birds?
No, I'm not wrong. But Marissa,
too, just because. Oh, fuck you, Lewis. Fuck you, Lewis.
That was a quick,
Marissa, I'm not joking.
really quick.
Blast.
That was a quick way to take away an invite. I didn't know my answer was going to be so crazy for you.
No, because it was funny. Remember earlier in our conversation, we were talking about going to conventions. If the Angry Geeks do go to a convention as a civilian, I could be walking around. The first thing I get is, "Oh, Lewis, where's Jamie?"
Well, yeah, they're always going to be. Everybody's always going to be more excited to see the girl than they are the guy.
Why?
Like anytime, because we're cooler than you. That's just the bottom line.
You are, especially in this industry. It's called the artistic Madonna, and it is a thing that happens. Girls are way more interesting than guys are as comic artists.
Well, so I was telling Mike the other day, like, if I had the chance to hang out with Campbell or Tanya, I would hang out with Tanya. Like she seems so cool and so down to earth and so sweet. Like I love her. I'm like, oh hey Campbell, what's up? Or even like Mandy. Like I would go over to Murat's house and hang out with Mandy before I ever hung out with Murat. Like I'm like, Mandy, do you want to go swimming? Like, do you want to go do this? Do you want to go do that? And like, I don't. Sorry, Murat. You can go to work or just go do
Well, I mean,
whatever you're gonna go
I'm actually right there with you. I've known Murat for like 4 years. We're best buddies. He's the first person to publish me, but Mandy's always going to be more fun to hang out with because
Yeah.
she's so much fun.
I still think it's funny that Marissa flipped me off. That was fantastic.
You
I want a
deserved it.
screenshot of that.
You deserved
I
it.
have no
I'm
filter.
gonna take a screenshot of the one from me for you and just post it on your wall every day.
I want a screenshot of that. That was fantastic. Thank you so much for that. That was hilarious.
Oh, no
Guys,
problem. No
guys,
problem.
we got 2 minutes left until it's 8
Dude,
o'clock. I
are
know
you
both of you
serious?
need to get off at 8. We haven't had a chance to talk too much tonight to Marissa. I know it's been crazy. We've only got in about 4 or 5 good questions. We're gonna have to have her back for sure. Marissa, how'd you like the
Before
show?
we sign off, hold on one second.
Yeah. Hold on, Lewis. Let me ask you the one question, then you can do it.
Oh, boys, don't
How'd
fight.
you like
Don't
the
fight.
show,
Please don't
Marissa?
fight.
Don't worry. Hey, get out of here.
No, I just wanted to say for Marissa not to sign off right away. I just want to, before you hit that end button, I just want to talk.
Tell us her links. Tell us where we can find you.
That's not what I was
Lewis,
gonna say.
I was like, Lewis, is that what you were gonna say?
We are gonna fight,
No.
Lewis. We are
Okay,
gonna
Lewis,
fight now.
Lewis, Mark, shut up for a second. Lewis, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say after Mark hits the end broadcast button, hang out for a second backstage. Don't go
Okay.
anywhere so I could talk to you in private.
Okay.
With Mark,
we
of
can
course.
do that.
Okay.
Okay. Now,
Come
Mark,
on. I'm kicking you both off.
it's your turn now.
I'm
What
just
would you like
kidding.
to say?
I honestly forgot. But that is my life. That's what happens. I'm a little spacey. I live in Colorado, guys. You got to keep me on track, or I'll lose it. You know what I'm saying?
I think
You
it
know
just
what
comes
I'm
with
saying.
age. I'm forgetting
I'm only
everything.
35, Marissa. How old do you think I am, dude?
I don't know, but like I'm like 27 and I forget things all the time. I've only had my head
I
hit
used to
once.
get hit in the head.
Like, did you play football or did people just hit you in the head?
People just hit me in the head.
Well,
My parents didn't love me.
Oh well.
Huh?
I said you need to find new friends.
Car
Go
says,
ahead, Mark.
love your art. Very sexy.
Oh, thank you. I do what I can.
No. No. Okay, Marissa, whenever you want to come back on, let us know because I know you've got a ton of awesome stuff coming up. Let us know and let all the people know out there where they can find you.
Okay. On Instagram, you can find me at Mac DeBarfo. You can see. Does that read backwards? No, it doesn't. You can find me at Mac DeBarfo.
All good.
And then on Facebook, it's just Marissa Pope. It's not anything fancy or playful.
There
you go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Lewis, before we get off here, please cut a promo. Please.
Okay. All right, let me see. Give me a beat. Winner takes all, so let's get it on. Come on, let's rattle some bones. Mark May Show and the Anger Geeks flying high. Undefeated, we won't be denied. Watch us make them bleed, Hellbringers. They're the ones that can't be defeated. Something like that.
That was not bad for Spot On Friday night, dude. You didn't even have a chance to think about it. I am proud of you. Sorry for cutting you off 9 times a show. That's pretty much how it runs. Marissa, having to tell me to shut up tonight and me listening because I always listen when I'm told to shut up, especially by a woman. They're the ones that are the smartest ones when it comes to that stuff, and we always listen to them when it comes to that stuff. Steve Garcia says, good show. Need a little longer time with her. I know, Steve. I knew it was going to come down to us doing an hour and 30 minutes with her. I knew it, dude.
I'd like to book Steve, too, sometime.
Mm-hmm. I want to know more about her art process and daily art and schedule routine. So, Marissa, if you ever have a live show, Steve's going to be all over that.
Or he can text me too if he wants to talk. I'm I'm always on Messenger. So if you want to
Steve,
text,
message her, talk
shoot
to
me a
her,
text.
tell her what's up.
I don't bite.
You guys might be at the same
usually.
shows this year.
I'd love to
So-
meet the guy to do the Iron Giant.
He's going to be in Albuquerque, New Mexico on the 28th, I believe. And so
Yeah.
I took a left at Albuquerque.
Michael Bowles asked if you do commissions. He does do commissions, but they are not open right now.
Yeah, sorry, Michael. They're not open right now.
And that's life. That's what you want to have sometimes. I mean, when you're at that point, that means you're just so busy with everything you got going on.
Mm-hmm.
It's rough. Marissa, you want to say anything else before you get out of here? Have you liked the show? Did you like being on the show tonight?
Yeah, no, it was good. It was good. It was nice. I don't have anything
It was
else
nice
say,
to
really.
actually meet you in person and get to talk to you and put a personality behind your face.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. It was nice to meet you too. And Lewis, you're very colorful.
And not just because you're wearing the rainbow colors.
You're the cream of the crop over there.
Oh, yeah, brother. I got it. I get it. I get the reference.
You just made his night, Marissa. You just made his night. Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm thinking it. Yeah. Cream of the crop.
Oh, that's awesome.
Love it. You may not like it, but accept it because that's.
Look how giggly you made him. I love it, dude. That is.
You may not like it, but accept it because that's the way that it is.
Marissa, thank you so much for doing that. You don't know what it means to us old guys when you tell us stuff like that, and you're spot on with what we're trying to do. So, very, very cool. Anything else you guys want to talk about tonight before we sign off, my friends? Marissa, you want to cut a Macho Man Randy Savage promo real quick? Do you want to cut a Macho Man Randy Savage promo real quick, Marissa?
All right. You may not like it, but accept it because that's the way that it is. Marissa Pope, find her on Facebook and Instagram. Oh yeah, I'm laughing.
Marissa, I was trying to get Marissa to cut the promo.
Oh, you want Marissa to do it?
I want Marissa to cut the Macho Man promo, Louis.
This isn't my show. I'm just the guest. You cut the promo. You do the.
I just did.
Stuff.
I just did.
There you go. You
We're done.
I was wanting to see if she'd cut a promo. I was just wanting to see if she'd cut the promo. That would have been hilarious. But that was a great one. You guys rock. Thanks for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, you know what time it is. End of the show. Thanks for being on the show tonight, Marissa.
Oh, you're welcome.
Stick around backstage. I know Lewis is going to want to talk to you. Lewis, I will see you Wednesday with December Lace, the wrestler.
Yes, I seen that.
So there we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Mark,
you're
gonna have to hang out with him. I can talk to him. We're gonna have to. Actually, Marissa, are we even?
You guys have a great night. I'll see you next time.